We're going to talk about Club Central right now. Club Central, that's where I went to. This is where all club business would go through. But before doing that, guess what you need to do? You need to log in, right? And before you can log in, you need a profile. Especially if you're a new member, right? You want to log in, you need a new profile. In my case, I already have a profile. So I'm going to log in as a new with my new profile. Let's do that. Okay. We're new to Toastmasters. We have a new profile. Something else pops up in here. That is the privacy and content. Privacy, it's a new legal thing, which, because they keep information, it's lawyer stuff. The way to get to it, I have mine checked already, but I want everybody to go over this real quick. The way to get to it, if you've already checked it, just click on your name. Are we following? Down below, you're going to see my privacy and consent. Can I have somebody read the first one? Yes, Marcia?
Yes.
MBB? Okay, please.
Would you like to receive emails from Toastmasters World Headquarters with information tailored to your needs? By selecting No, you will not receive communications related to your membership and the organization, such as voting, region assignments, dues, and recognition. However, you may not receive other valuable information on events and programs, such as International Convention and Pathways Learning Experience updates.
I have mine checked yes. Does everybody understand what this is? I want to get the full benefits of Toastmasters, because they send us a lot of valuable information, not just from the magazine, but even logistics, how the organization runs a whole. And that is why I have checked yes. Because Toastmasters, they don't spam you as much as AOL did, or signing up for Amazon. Like you check something, you put something in your cart, it keeps reminding you. TI is not going to do that. They would send a few communications, conventions, something going on once in a while. So that's good. Toastmasters is separate from District 52 emails. So we always want to click yes in this one because it's valuable information. Now second is mail. Can I have somebody read this? Let me make it bigger so it's going to be easier. Can somebody read this? Before I call on, yeah, let's do another Marcia.
I cannot read that.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, please.
With regard to mail,
Uh-huh.
would you like to receive post mail from Toastmasters World Headquarters with information tailored to your needs? By selecting No, you will still receive communications related to your membership and the organization, such as voting, region, alignments, dues, and recognition. However, you may not receive other valuable information on events and programs, such as the International Convention and Pathways Learning Experience updates.
Okay, thank you. And why did I check this?
You checked it yes,
Yes.
so you want everything. You want everything they mail.
There's something more specific. Magazines. Why do I want magazines?
Well, the magazine's got valuable articles.
Aside from that one. That's very, very good. Why do I want magazines?
You may need it for your clubs, new members, and friends.
There we go. We create guest packets, and we like to give our guests something they want to take home with and look at. That's why we have to check this on our magazines. Why am I saying this right now? Because Toastmasters, they're encouraging us to go with a digital magazine. If we have a digital magazine, we can't provide anything for our guests. So we always want to click a yes or this one. You can be more specific to the club you want to receive magazines on, but we always want to click yes, and then we can hand it to our Vice President of Public Relations, who handles the guest packets to get more members in. Okay, next one is third-party application. This will be pretty self-explanatory. Let me read this one. By placing an order in Toastmasters online store, you agreed to your information being used by Toastmasters International's third-party distributor. The distributor will only use your information for processing your order and will not share your information. This will not impact your educational awards, magazine subscriptions. Do you agree to having a third party process your orders? If you select no, you will not be able to purchase items from the Toastmasters online store. That's all, and phone numbers. That's all Gatekeep for Bus. I purchased from the online store, so I click yes. But if you don't, it's fine to click no on this one. It's your prerogative. Next is the phone. Somebody else read this. Marcia can read it.
I pulled it up. Would you like to receive calls from World Headquarters with information tailored to your needs? By selecting no, you will still receive communications related to your membership and the organization, but might not receive other valuable information. Do you have any idea what this might reference?
Marketing. Toastmasters calling you and saying, the convention is coming, would you like to come?
Question from our most experienced members. Have you ever received any of those calls?
Never.
I wouldn't know because I never
I haven't,
received a
yeah.
call that starts with an 800 number. And that's probably what it would look like.
Yeah, I have, like, if Toastmasters, if I leave a message, the only receive is a call back, and I have the caller ID. So it would say Toastmasters International. I don't know why I click a yes on this one, but they never really call. And I like Toastmasters, which is why I have a yes on everything. Can you read it?
Sure. Toastmaster International creates a number of reports for various purposes, including education, tracking, which are used by club officers and district leaders. Member names are visible on these reports, but you have the right to be anonymous. Would you like to continue to have your name available on these reports?
Am I right?
You're right.
Good. Okay, so we're good so far with the member profile.
Yes.
Now we're going to Club Central, which is this one. Again, the way to get in here is, oops. Nope. Okay. I know it's a little bit too small. You log in Toastmasters International, click on your name. On the left side, you're going to see your name and Club Central. If you're an officer in one club, it's just going to be one. Click on Club Central. And there are a few things we want to go over. Let's start with add membership. What do I mean by add membership? New members, right? So I click on add membership and begin the process of adding a new member. I'm not going to do it right now because I need somebody's information to go through with the process and adding, and we don't have any right now. So yes, as a new member or a dual reinstated member. Why are we doing this in the beginning? We want to know if they have an existing record in Toastmasters. And then at least get a new one. We're going to use whatever they had in the past. That way they don't have to start any education from scratch. Pretty self-explanatory, right? We add new members. Submit payment. What is submit payment? This is where you as a treasurer would process payments every 6 months. Now this will be a little bit tricky one. Let's say We don't have any. The way this works is a little bit tricky. You have to add them into the cart first. In my case, let's say I have 4 members who didn't renew. Let's say they're going to renew. I have to add them to the cart first. Let's say I want to add Shauna and Krisky to the cart. They have to be in the cart before you can proceed. Once they are in the cart, you continue to the payment and whatever payment method. That's why we need the credit card number or a debit card. Self-explanatory unless anybody has any questions. Submit educational award. Who does this? VPE. Exactly. I'm going to click on it once. I'm just going to select a member. Let's say Bruno in here. And then I'm not going to do it right now because he doesn't have any. And then I select what award he wants to. The VP of Education Training, those interested, you can watch the VP of Education Training. It's going to go over this a lot more. What I'm doing is just going over Club Central. Okay, next is Club Roster. What is the Club Roster?
A list of all the members.
A list of all the members. Right? Did I click on it? So we have a list of all of our current members, and you know their pathways enrolled. So if you're not enrolled in pathways, you can knock on their door while you're sleeping and tell them to enroll, because they have to enroll into pathways. But congratulations to your club, you're newly chartered, which means everybody should be enrolled in pathways. There you go. Here, where's this officers list?
Directly to the left, right there, where your cursor is.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, okay. Okay, talk to me about this one. Those who know what this club officer assignment is.
Say again.
What am I looking at right now here? The club officer assignment. What is this?
I'm going to guess who's been stated as the various officers for the club, right?
Uh-huh. And who submits this?
The secretary.
The secretary. When did he submit it?
I believe in early June there is a deadline.
Uh-huh. But there's also an exception.
New class.
That one, but something else. Every June is for clubs which meets twice a month. But if you meet every week, how often do you have to submit it?
Twice a year.
Twice a year. And when is that?
December 30th
There you go.
and June 30th.
Thank you, everybody.
Before that date, don't wait till the date.
Exactly, before the date. So you are going to see who the officers are, term start date and term end date. Again, the secretary does this. It's pretty self-explanatory. You can play with it at your own time as well. Again, we talked about the Distinguished Club Performance Report, and there's something else I want to show you in here. In this case, I was over here. If I want to know the progress of my club, how they're doing, all I do is type in their number or club name, click on it, and then you're going to see we're close to President's Distinguished already. With 20 members, all we have to wait for is the second renewal, and it's going to be status. Are we clear? All right, so where are we right now? Submit a roster, club contact. Where is my club? Here we go. Club contact and meeting information. Why is this important?
Because if you go to find the club, the information probably is from here. If you have a meeting location that's incorrect, it's going to be incorrect.
Exactly. Meeting location, phone number. Somebody tells, hey, you should join Toastmasters. They look up the closest club. They find Cosmotech. And then it says, The address is in Non-Granada Hills, let's say, is in downtown LA. Then they go to downtown LA, club doesn't meet there. So we always want to keep this up to date. And there is a phone number in here. Where is a phone number? Whose phone number is this? We usually use Google Voice. We don't want to give our phone. But who does it forward to? Who accepts the phone?
It should be PR because PR takes care of our guests on the outside.
Mhm.
Membership takes care of our guests once they cross our door.
Exactly. The best description I've given over the years is the public relations, they reel them in, and membership, they close the deal. Good description, right? Okay, I'm not sure where I got it from. One thing more important, email. Why is this important aside from outside communications giving you an email? It has to do with pathways. Yes. She knows this. Okay.
When a member completes a level in Pathways, Toastmasters International sends notification to the president, vice president of education, and secretary. However, they only have one email address.
On
So
this
this
one.
email address is where it goes. When you have a joint email address for your club, everybody who has access to that email will get that notification.
Are we clear? Nobody's confused or anything because.
No. What's important is if this is just the PR person on here and nobody else, if they get an email that says, please approve,
Only the PR gets it,
they
yeah.
need to forward that to the VPE.
Club meeting standards, I think I have a better one here. Club meeting standards, this one. Does everybody have this?
Yes.
Okay, so why do we want to go over the club meeting standards? Anybody? Yes!
Provide standard conduct, basically, in
Mhm.
every club, with individual club standards being their club code.
Exactly. And the reason I want to specifically mention this one is we pay minimum of $45 every 6 months. You go and take a college course of public speaking, it's going to probably cost you a couple of $100 or $1,000 and you don't get much out of it. With $45 every 6 months, I want to make sure I get the most bang for my buck. That's the best description. And we want to do this one. What are club meeting standards? Give me an example. These are, in the tech industry or any other industry, these are sometimes called best practices. Give me an example of what about, yes.
Welcome visitors.
Welcomes visitors. What else? Anybody else? Speeches are what?
Prepared.
From the manual.
Are always from the manual.
All from, I don't know, we don't have manuals.
Yeah, exact, but it's project. Another. I'm going to give an example.
Evaluations.
Please. How should evaluations be done?
Given actual feedback that they can take with them
Mhm.
and make changes.
That's good. Table topics. You ask the question first before calling them. And you begin with experienced members first. Who can tell me about the club standards for the lectern? So, talk to me about the lectern.
Well, I know there's rules for whether or not a speaker should be in front or behind and moving that for the
Transfer.
speakers so there's a little space for what they need. But
Mhm.
whenever anybody moves to and from like control, you have to shake hands and actually like transfer
Yes.
control over it.
But more specifically, if you're in the Army, yes?
The lectern is always up there. You're free to use it or not.
Uh-huh.
That's the way we do it.
Good. If you're in the Army, they assign you a what? A rifle. What is this rifle to you? It is your best friend. The lectern is your best friend. It gets lonely. You don't leave the lectern alone. That's the best practices. It's not always done, but it's one of the things. Speeches. Before speeches, what does everybody need before speaking? Introduction. Okay. Introduction, right? Members, what else do we need? You said greeted, that's fine. Another thing, the meeting is fast-paced, interesting, and fun. Do we want that?
Yes,
Why do we want it?
because nobody's gonna want to come back.
Thank you, Marcia. That's what I was looking for. Transition between segments are smooth. What do I mean by this? If you look at your form, it's going to be there. Let's have somebody else. Who wants to take this? Cersei? Maybe you? Transition between segments are smooth.
Oh. When a meeting segment from prepared speeches to table topics to evaluations is done smoothly, it begins and ends on time, following the agenda. If there's not a klutzy or uncomfortable transition, everybody in the audience stays focused, enjoys the meeting. It becomes more professional.
Thank you, Cersei. Now we're going to go to all members present must have the opportunity to participate. I'll give you an example in our club. We have this one individual member who loves doing 2 or more roles. Every meeting he signs up for more than 2 roles, or at least 2 roles. In a regular meeting, there's probably 20 members. Do you think that's acceptable?
No.
And why not?
Everybody has to speak.
Everybody has to speak. So we're going to kick him out of one role because we need to give others a chance to participate in one capacity or another, whether it be timer, grammarian, or a table topic.
What do you do about evaluations? We have an issue that members don't want to do evaluations. They're always short on evaluators.
Can somebody answer that question? I do have, okay, after Sissy.
Try round robin evaluations.
There you go. Are you familiar with round robin evaluations? Yeah. Okay.
So everybody gets used to it. The other thing is have your mentor for that new member show them how to do an evaluation and watch the effect of the evaluation with you.
There you go. Trina and I forgot your name, sorry. Michelle. Any ideas? I mean, do you know what a round robin evaluation is? Okay. A round robin evaluation, if you don't have any specific evaluator, you can ask to go around the room. Each one of them will give one thing they like and one recommendation and limit it to 1 minute. Because there's going to be a lot. Everybody loves to talk at Toastmasters. So just limit that one, right? Okay. In here it also says evaluation are helpful, constructive. What do I mean by this one? Always start with positive and followed by
Room for improvement.
Opportunity. And as a Toastmaster, we have a bad word. It's called criticism. Nor constructive criticism. That is a bad word. I should be censored for it. Why is it a bad word in Toastmasters? Because we don't criticize. We're giving you a feedback. We're giving you an evaluation. Next one is, we spoke about this, members' achievements are recognized. Lastly, we talked about members are enthusiastic. That's the same thing as having fun. But I also like to ask yourselves, how does your club measure up? What are you doing? This is going to be different from Moments of Truth, which we can do at a later time as well, and some training at TLI. When is TLI? Winter is coming on, I saw that post, January 25th. aside from officers training, you can attend that again. There's going to be lots of workshops. Cersei back here is going to be giving us more details on that one. Last thing we talked about lectern etiquette. Preparation, be prepared, prepared. It's like real estate. Location, location, location. Why do we want to be prepared? It's a form of discipline. It's a form of practice. We want to do things the right way. We just don't want to go all over the place. But at the same time, we should not be afraid of going all over the place. I want to talk over pathways. If you go to our website, not the Toastmasters website, but our district website. What is our district website? district52.org. Right. And if you go to educational programs, just educational programs, you're going to see something in here. I'll read it. District 52 has 1,716 individual members. 189 of those have submitted an educational award. Have you? Which means about 1,500 of our members have not submitted an award. What does this mean? Yes, you can answer.
That means 1,500 members aren't getting their money's worth. They aren't being engaged at the club level. If they haven't done at least 3 speeches, then an evaluation, then an icebreaker. I mean, who can't do that?
Thank you. Again, we're paying $45 every 6 months. Let's get a bang for our buck. Let's do everything we can, take the full benefits of Toastmasters. So it's basically saying about 1,500 members are not doing anything. They are giving us free money. I like free money, don't get me wrong. It doesn't go to me, but let's make use of it. Go Pathways. If you need any Pathways help, guess what? You go to educational program and you go to Pathways on the website. And then you get here. Dawn Jenkins. Who is Dawn Jenkins? She's willing to come to your club and give you Pathways training. She's not the only one. We have a lot of people who can give Pathways training. Are we good so far?
Yes.
But I have a magic formula for Pathways thanks to Dawn Jenkins and Marcia who showed me. You go through Pathways, you get confused, right? A lot of people get confused online. Trina, you're probably getting used to Pathways by now. What is your path? Have you selected a path already? No. The most typical one is presentation mastery. So you go to educational programs, Pathways, you get to this side, and you click on where is presentation mastery? Can you see it? Presentation mastery. It's a PDF form. And voila, thanks to Dawn Jenkins. It's basically a checklist. If you finish, it's record keeping. You finish your icebreaker, just put in the speech title, the date you finish. If you have any other club, VPE, the old manuals, you have to sign it. Evaluation and feedback, you see what you need to do. You have to give an evaluation. You have to give a speech, an evaluation, get evaluated, and then your evaluation will be evaluated. Lastly, you do another speech, your research and planning. And towards level 3, this is where you get to pick electives. Elective, you don't have to do everything. What is an elective? Your choice, right? So you pick 2. From active listening all the way using presentation software. You can pick any of those. So this chart, I would recommend to those getting lost, print it or print it for them.